Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, introducing you to my Ninja Gaiden Sigma Master Ninja Mode Beginner's Guide. And you'll notice I keep changing the way I say that. I don't mean to, it's just the way my brain functions apparently. This is Chapter 5, the Fiend Hunter, and this is getting to play as Rachel. As soon as the level begins, start charging the ultimate technique, because the soldiers will run at you, and you can generally kill them very quickly like I just did then. And I do not like the Rachel sections. These were newly added to Sigma. These were not in the original Ninja Gaiden or Ninja Gaiden Black, and in all honesty, if they weren't in the game, I think I'd probably be a happier man. Because learning to fight as this bitch can be annoying, because she's completely different to Ryu. She's very slow. I do not like her evasive dodge. I don't like it at all. And her on-landings for me are a pain in the ass, because sometimes she'll start just doing an attack as opposed to charging her move, and I don't know if it's because, as I've mentioned, some of the buttons on my PlayStation 3 pad stick like bitches, or if it's just my lack of skill, but I have a lot of trouble with her on landing. It just seems to be really unintuitive. But you've got to play as her if you want to get through the game, so it's best to try and learn how to fight with her. And one thing I will say is, she's kind of a defensive character. You'll notice I run away to try and get the UT, but it despawns the enemies. It's not what you want to do. The best thing you can do with her, excuse me, is to counter the first enemy, then use his essence to UT the rest of them. She has this weird thing where when you do the reverse wind technique and you jump, you roll across the character. And when you do this, it's kind of a stun move against them, so it enables you to then follow it up with an attack that they will never block. And some enemies will counter this, some enemies will just push you away, but most of them don't, and it enables you to do a lot of damage very quickly. Because one thing that she has going for her is she's very strong. She's really strong. So if you hit a dude, he's going to feel it, and she kills enemies much quicker than Ryu does. And one really good strategy against pretty much everything is the wall jumps that you saw me doing in the very first level, where you run up the wall and you press triangle and you come down. Because she is so strong, and because her weapons have an area of effect, she will knock 3 or 4 guys on their ass, and then you can finish them off. It's really, really powerful. So, as awkward as she is at first, and as gay as she is, the more you play with her, the better you get with her, the more you realise that she's very strong, and she can make fighting some of the enemies really easy. I could probably go as far as saying, if I didn't have the Izuna drop with Ryu, I would prefer to fight the red ninjas with Rachel, because she's so much stronger. And the first thing I do is I buy the earrings that give her more attack strength, because attack strength is everything with this character, and a little bit more of that is a good thing, I would think. And just kick those dudes in. They will give you a key to the Dwarku, I think it is. The Dwarku Monastery key. So you can go back over to the gate that I originally tried that was locked, and immediately when you go through into this next area, there's a save point in front of you. Oh, there's going to be a fight though before we get there, and it's against imps. So these guys aren't too bad at all. One thing you need to bear in mind is on Master Ninja and very hard mode, they have the ability to break your guard. I don't remember them having that on normal and hard, because this was the one enemy that I knew I could guard against, and I wouldn't get grabbed, because they do not have a grab, to my knowledge. What they do have, though, is they are quite quick when they want to be. They'll go under the ground, they'll come out. They do have a lot of combos, and if you mistime your evasion, they'll catch you as you're rolling or jumping away, and then they'll start juggling you, which you want to be careful of. But the easiest thing to do, kill one of them, chain his essence to kill the rest of them, because the ultimate techniques by Rachel destroy this enemy. They absolutely obliterate them. And just look at that. There's not much they can do. But on a different note, on a Sigma 2 reference, they've reintroduced the imps, and they've gone over a massive makeover. Cosmetically, they look nothing like these guys, but the way that they behave is identical. And I thought that was kind of strange, because don't get me wrong, the imps are okay. I don't mind fighting them. They're not the best enemy in the world, but they're not one I would miss if they weren't there, and for them to reintroduce them is an interesting thing, because they've given them a melee, not a melee, sorry, they've given them a projectile attack as well, which I'm not a fan of, because I don't like projectile attacks at all. The one thing that does me on all Ninja Gaidens is why do you give all the fucking soldiers guns? And I know you're thinking it's a soldier, they have guns, but giving a soldier a gun just turns him into a douchebag. It turns him into the arsehole that just does nothing but try to shoot you, and in an action game, that's not cool. I mean, the mages are worse enough when they do that stupid projectile missile that fires 7 orbs at you that coalesce and hit you. But guns? Really? Is that what we want? And then this just translates later on into tanks and helicopters, and the things you don't want to be fighting as a fucking ninja is a tank. It's just crazy. But once again, there's going to be a lot of spawning imps, but just use the ultimate techniques, just take them out, just try and be as careful as you can. And then capitalise on the corpse that's probably got an item, and the chest that's probably got an item as well. There's a Muramasa statue there if you want to use it. And there's actually a really challenging fight coming up, and it's when you enter into the archives, because you go into the archives and you're going to have to take on about 7 of the red ninjas, and it's one of those rooms where the camera's not too bad for the whole, but the fight itself is difficult because there's so many enemies and they keep coming in and you die so quickly. And my strategy for it is not very honourable at all. It's the same thing that I did in the folding door room on the first level. I'm just going to be spamming the wall jumps and then using ultimate techniques from the essence. So it's not going to be the most honourable fight against these ninjas, but it's probably the safest that I've managed to do. And if you get good at doing the wall jumps, well, it's not really a skill because it's very simple to do, but if you get good at taking on the red ninjas in the technique that I show you, you're probably not going to have any issues with the later levels as Rachel, because you do play as her a couple times, and she does fight probably more red ninjas than Ryu does, which is kind of weird when you think about him actually being the ninja and this bitch being the Fiend hunter. But I'm not really going to overanalyze it. It is Ninja Gaiden. There's not that much thought gone into the story of these games. We play them for the action, and if you're playing them for anything else, you're probably here for the wrong reason. But this is a completely skippable fight if you don't want to do it. I'm currently doing it so I can get some essence for her, because Rachel does not share the essence that Ryu does. So if you want to use items liberally, you will have to farm essence to get them. And I have never farmed essences as Rachel, and I've never really seen the need to do it. You don't use her enough. But go through the monastery, pick up all the items, and when you're ready, you want to go back to the save point so that you can do a straight beeline to the fight, and you don't have to keep picking up all the shit or fighting the imps again, which is what I'm going to do now, because as I've mentioned, people, I save a lot. But this fight, when I first got here on Very Hard, I got my ass kicked a lot. Which is strange, because Very Hard I found easy, believe it or not. I actually thought Normal was harder than Very Hard, because when I was playing through Normal, I just did not have the rhythm of the game. I did not know how to play it correctly, because I was coming in with a Ninja Gaiden 2 mindset, which is completely wrong. I was trying to guillotine throw everything, because I thought that I would have to, because if anybody played Ninja Gaiden 2 on Master Ninja, you pretty much spent every second of every fight stuck with about 4 or 5 incendiary shurikens, so if you didn't chain the iframes, you just died. It was how it worked. You had to either be doing obliteration techniques, ultimate techniques, or guillotine throws, or Izuna drops. It was that simple. Or you died. In this game, it's not like that. It doesn't have the cheesy projectile spam. So, if you come in here and start charging a UT, you can generally kill a guy who's not even there yet, like I just did, but you'll notice that guy gets me with the full combo. A little tip for that combo, it does not break your guard, and it's very long. And do not let go of block until he's finished his cartwheel roll and done that second attack when he lands. If you do not let him do the attack when he lands, he'll hit you with it every time. That is something that I learned through experience. But just keep on using the wall to come down on them, to keep out of the way of their grabs and their moves, and then as soon as you see the essence stacking up, use it as an ultimate technique to take out as many as you can. I would advise staying at the bottom of this room, because if you run upstairs, it just makes them throw shurikens at you, and these guys do have incendiary shurikens. And if you've not seen me do it so far, and if I've not mentioned it, but when you get hit by an incendiary shuriken, the second it goes off, if you do a dash with the block button, the reverse wind technique, you will be invulnerable in the first few frames of the animation, and you will survive the explosion. It's a technique that you don't really need to know too much on this game, because it doesn't happen enough, but on the second one, it's a life or death saver. It's ridiculously useful. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back with Ryu in the next video. And yeah, you take care now.